Hey, I would just like to share some things that God has done in my life over the past year. And I'd just like to say that if you're struggling with anything, and are like waiting for the hand of God to move in your own life, I can attest and I can say I've seen Him do it in my own life, my own personal life. See, over the past year, I've been on this journey for my kids, for my rights for my kids to have 50-50 placement, 50-50 custody, and for my kids to have my last name. And throughout this journey, throughout this process, I had a lot of I wrestled with a lot of um, struggles with patience and consistency and trusting that it was all gonna work out in the end for good. And I had people that would minimize my desires for my kids to have my last name and say that it wasn't that important or God doesn't care about this. It's not something that you could win because women have all the rights in the state of Wisconsin. And when it came to 50-50 custody, I had no idea. 50-50 custody in placement, I had no idea about the courts. When it came to my rights as a father, I had no idea. When it came to my worth as a dad. So um, God literally placed people in my life and He took people out of my life slowly but surely. I kept learning consistency and patience through good mentors and brothers that God gave me to lean on. Um, there was a season where I was, I guess I was beaten down. I was broken. There was a time where I actually thought I wasn't gonna come on the other side. Um, but God gave me people to come alongside me and help me file paperwork for my rights for my kids to have my last name, for custody, for placement, and not only that, but He provided with wisdom and peace when it came to scripture, like being quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. And I mentioned that because when it came to the process of having to deal with my baby mama and her family, there's a lot of times where I could have gotten in a lot of trouble if I didn't have those three standards to live by. Um, I just like to say I went to court. I've got my rights. God put people in the courtroom with me because I had to represent myself in the courts to represent myself. So God literally He provided a family of brothers to help me in this season to stand on the stand for me in court that I would have never thought in a million years that I would ever have the family that I had that showed up for me in court to walk alongside me in this journey. And for my kids to have like the support as well from these people, just welcoming me into their lives as well, just to be able to I guess feel loved and nurtured and protected throughout this process was God. He calmed the storm and he split the sea for me to get across. And yeah, my kids have my last name and have 50-50% placement in custody. And yeah, another thing is I guess I didn't understand what it was like to wait. Patience was one of the hardest things that I struggled with throughout this journey. I will say that you never really understand what God is doing behind the scenes. I'm in a place now where I get to go pick up my kid's birth certificate, my last name on it, social security cards. I get to see them more. Every week I get to see them more. Every other weekend I see them. And He was faithful.